So yeah, I'm sharing my screen. Actually, it is live on LinkedIn also, but please, those who are watching on LinkedIn, those also please come on YouTube. It will help because I'm using a software through which when I write something on the chat, it goes on YouTube only. Okay, so it is live on LinkedIn also. LinkedIn is one of my main platform, and why it is my main platform and why it is required very much, I'm going to let you all know. So that is there, and this is about me. I am helping people to become web developer. Right now, I'm a React.js teacher, a corporate trainer also. In fact, I'm leaving for Hyderabad tomorrow only. Means I have some corporate training there. So I'm a corporate trainer. Besides this, I run. I'm the founder of TWD. So we are big on YouTube. Means we do a lot on YouTube, and we have our own courses also. And we are soon planning to have one more courses. Maybe towards the end, I will let you know. But one thing is that we provide everything on YouTube. If you want to learn everything for free on YouTube, it is there. Everything is there. So line by line things which you are required. So the playlist which you need to follow, all those things from YouTube freely available. We will going to give you if you want it. So all those things are there. So you don't need to worry about and all. So those things are there. Yeah, but we have our paid courses also, and thanks to everyone. Means we have right now we have 100% successful ratio. Means every one of my students have got a job. Okay, so that is it. So that is there. So my main thing is helping people to become a web developer. I have a 16 plus years of IT experience. I was not a trainer always. So in September 2021, I decided to become a full-time trainer because before that I was doing a part-time training also, and I have spent the past 16 years in IT. I have spent in different companies. Like if you go to my LinkedIn profile, I think everybody knows what is a LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a corporate. LinkedIn is it's a digital resume nowadays. Okay, so I have worked in almost all big companies from IBM, from Oracle to L&T, Infotech to JP Morgan Chase, which is the biggest bank in the US, to a government. I started my career with a government company known as CDAC, and all those things I've done. And my last job was as an associate architect in a big product-based company in Bangalore known as InnoMinds. Okay, so associate architects are like those fully technical people who leads a group of front-end developers. So they are known as associate. They're known as architect. Okay, so this is not the architect who creates your homes and all. So those who are from non-IT background, they might be confused. Oh, what is this architect? This architect is somewhat similar to, I know most of you are quite young. You must have also not watched the movie Matrix. So Matrix, there was an architect. He was actually a bad guy. I'm not a bad guy. So he created the whole Matrix, the computer system. So architect are like the boss of programmers, but they're fully technical. They know in and out. So even though I was architects also code 50% of the time. They manage a group of developers and they design system, the bigger view. So okay, this database will be taken, this thing will be taken, the bigger view they do. So I was at the prime of my career when I resigned from the job, and I started as a trainer because that was my passion to teach people. And not everybody can teach people. So that is something like not every developer can teach people. So I was doing that on a part-time basis for for more than 2 years. But then I have to choose between a job and this thing. So I choose it because that is what it is. And in the past, it is around September I started, and by God grace, I have teached more than 200 peoples till now, more than 200 peoples on my corporate batches, on my personal batches, and all those things. And everybody's placed, all 200 people. And a lot of people have got jobs from our YouTube channel also. That is a very big thing. One mechanical engineer got job from my YouTube channel. So that was like a great feeling. Okay, so that is there. And as I've told, I'm doing YouTube for a long time. I'm an author also. If you go through my LinkedIn profile, so you'll see that I have published 5 technical books, and soon I'm going to publish another 3 technical books also. All technical books. I love writing. Okay, so I like technical blogging. And this is, so September 2021 I created this TWD. It's a fully registered company. So like this, it is about me. And been such a long time in the IT industry, I know what's the in and out. And I've been in metros all my life. For the past 2 years, I'm in my operating from my hometown of Bhopal. So I know what is there in the industry, what is required in industry. A lot of people from the small towns, or a lot of people even from the engineering colleges, they don't know, because there are a lot of explosion of data that you should do this also. Some people in small cities, they think that you should learn PHP. No, PHP you should not learn. There are no jobs in PHP. Then someone might be thinking, okay, I should learn WordPress. No. WordPress also, don't go for WordPress. I should learn Python. Python is a waste. Python is just a language in which hobbyist programmers do. So what you will do by learning Flask and all? Data science is a fluke. So that thing also most of people don't know. And DS and algos are something like preparing for civil services. DS and algos, preparing for civil services. Why preparing for civil services? Those who don't know civil services, in means I'm talking about IS, IPS. There are only 600 seats and 5 lakh people sits for the 600 seats. And nowadays you might be seeing that FANG companies craze for FANG company. Those who are from non-IT background, they don't know, but those who know little bit about the IT companies, there is a FANG company craze. Everybody wants to go to the Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google, and Microsoft also included. So that is there, but there are only 5-10 companies are like that. So the competition is again very high, and that they ask a different set of questions, and I am not the right guy to tell those questions, because there are companies like Scalar and all, they are like doing super work there. But then again, this is a very small subset of everything, very small subset of those jobs, and they require something known as DS and algo. Those who want to do those things, they should go for a different route. The route which I am telling, it is for the startup jobs. All the startup jobs, even the service based company like Infosys, TCS also take interviews. If you have this thing in your resume, most of my students, they get offer letters from me, they get call letters from Infosys and TCS, like experienced call letter, not like that freshest thing, like experienced things they get, and the startups and all. So I actually target the mass level of jobs. I don't target the small level of jobs. Mass level of jobs, those who are there, like small to medium range startups, then small product based company. Those companies need skills only. Skills in only 2-3 things. What skills they need? They need skills in web development. Okay, they need skills in, they don't know any DSA, algo, and all those things. Those are not from IT background, don't even think about it, and don't even search about it. Okay, so you will get more confused. Okay, so those people, okay, they only need these 3 things: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. These 3 things they need: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And with this JavaScript, they need one more thing, which is known as React.js. Okay, so React.js is a library of JavaScript. So you need to know only these 4 things. You can close your eyes uh, and don't see on any other technologies. Only these 4 technologies you have to learn. Even if you don't learn from it, learn from anywhere, But I want people to get a job. I want people to break that 15,000 barrier, which most Indian people have set on in their mind, that earning 15,000 is their life goal. 15,000 per month. Okay, 15,000, not 50,000, 15,000 per month. Which is that because I am right now in my hometown, and even in the metros I've seen people don't earn more than that, because if you're from some other background, it is very difficult to earn more than that. Okay, yeah, you can earn even in a call center, you can earn, but not much more. But if you have only these 4 skills, you're like in package in one year, you can earn a 10 lakh package. Okay, 10 lakh package, even after so much things going around. So people still don't find React.js developer. The React.js developer is the key. So HTML, CSS are used to create websites. HTML, CSS are used to create websites, the small websites and all. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. These 4 things are used to create web apps. What are web apps and what are websites? What is the difference between them? So websites are something like those small websites. Like they are also known as your static website. Maybe static website, you can say, like suppose a kirana shop is there, they want to not have an e-commerce website. I'm not talking about e-commerce website, just need to show that, okay, we are a kirana shop like this and we are there. So those are also known as pamphlet websites. So you make it in something known as WordPress. Static website, not much functionality, only you can give some contact form or phone number. Generally people put their phone number, no functionality. So they are like a website that you can create with HTML, CSS. In fact, I'm wrong, you don't even need that much HTML, CSS. You can do it with WordPress, because most people do it with WordPress. WordPress have got some inbuilt template which bring, and you can do it. But it is so easy that anybody can do it. So there is not much development scope there. Even if you do a freelancing and all, you'll not get much. And even if you do a job, there are a lot of companies, small companies who do work in WordPress. You're not going to get that much. Okay, at most you will get 25 to 35,000 rupees after 5 to 6 years. After 5 to 6 years, you will get at most 35,000 rupees, because that is the industry standard. I know the salary of a WordPress developer after 5 years of experience, it is 35,000 rupees, tagged at 35,000 rupees, not one single penny more than that in India you can get. 35,000 rupees is not a lot of money after 5 years of experience. After 5 years of experience, if you are a developer, like a proper developer, like WordPress, people are not even developers because they're just taking some template and pasting it in. If you're a proper developer, you know development thing, not and 90% of developers are nowadays front-end developer who do development in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React.js. Okay, so that is it. From a 2% startup to a company, except Google, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, all this. So the biggest companies in the world are known as FANG company. Those who don't know FANG, FAANG, FANG. Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google. Those are the companies who runs the world. So except Google, everybody uses React. Even Microsoft is not there in that name, but Microsoft also uses React because I had a lot of people in the Microsoft. I know a lot of people in the Microsoft, so they all uses React. So if you know this React, it is like impossible that you will not get a job like this React, and it is not that much tough. Okay, people think it's that much tough. Okay, no, it is not that much tough. You have to do some things to learn this 4 technology. I'm not telling 100 technology to learn. You have to learn only 4 technology. In fact, 2 of them are very easy. HTML and CSS, because I teach a lot of people who are from non-IT background, like mechanical engineer, electrical engineer, housewives, people with 5 years of gap, people with 10 years of gap, people with 20 years of gap. Yeah, I teach people with 20 years of gap also. 20 years of gap means in the sense they're coming from some other background, other thing like to IT. Okay, so those people are there, so they find these 2 things very easy. HTML, CSS, they find it very easy, but JavaScript they find it very tough. But then again, they find React very easy, which is a library of JavaScript, but you cannot escape JavaScript. That is the thing, that you cannot escape JavaScript. You have to do JavaScript, then only you have to jump to React. A lot of people ask me, okay, HTML, CSS will directly jump to React. No, please, you have to learn the basics of JavaScript, although you never uses all those things there. Okay, so you have to do these things, and then you create something known as web apps. Web app. So what is a web app? This is the web app. So this is not a easy website to create. I actually have logged in with my ID. The moment I log in with my ID, my ID is stored somewhere in the database. It has become a web app. Then this complicated thing, it is there. See, nowadays what happens, all things, means if someone have not seen something 10 years back in the IT, they will not know it, because everything, every complicated thing is a web app. See, all the digital marketing tools which you use, even I am using, I will show this thing. I'm using this thing. I'm using a streaming thing to stream this thing. So what do you think, how this is created, how this is, I'm getting some parallel effect here, how this is created? This is a very complicated thing. Earlier, before 2010, this kind of things used to be desktop apps. Now see this, I'm streaming with the website, I'm streaming with a web app. So I'm seeing all of you chatting here, I'm seeing, my microphone is connected here, my camera is connected here, I'm chatting here, I'm streaming live to five system. See, I'm streaming to Facebook, I'm streaming to YouTube, Facebook, 2 channels, Twitch, and there is LinkedIn also. So how I'm doing this thing, how I'm doing all this amazing thing, this has been done because this is a web app, this is not a website. Facebook is one of the most complicated web app on the planet, because it has been used by 3 billion people on the earth. Facebook is completely made in React because React was created by Facebook only. So 3 billion people uses Facebook. It is not a easy thing. This is a very big web app. This thing is a very big web app. LinkedIn is a very big web app. Everything is a web app nowadays. Okay, so that's why the jobs are so much. That's why the jobs are so much. I'm soon going to give you all this attendance sheet. There will be 2 attendance sheets given. Okay, one towards the means 3:30 and one towards the end to get the participation certificate. And what is this? Those who remember, in this is a Google form. Again, a very complicated thing created by Google. So this is not that much easy to create. I will take all of your attendance and all here, then I will get the response here. Such an amazing thing. You will just have to submit this thing. You have to fill your email, name, your current role, your LinkedIn profile. If you have, please fill it, or else you don't fill it. And then when you submit it, it will go to the Google backend and all those things. I will get the response in a nice Excel sheet. I get in a nice Excel sheet. Most people don't know. I get it in a nice Excel sheet. So how this amazing thing is created? These are all web apps. Earlier, what we used to do for MS Word. I have MS Word, Google Sheets also. Earlier, everything people used to do on their computer. And Microsoft Word today is also Microsoft Word is it? Microsoft Word was the king. So it is still there. It is the means everything you have to pay, but you can do 90% thing. I don't even use that Word and Excel and all those that much, because everything is there in the cloud. I'm not an advanced Excel user, but so I use everything on the cloud. So what is this? These are all created, the front end which you see, which the human sees, which are sees, they are created in React.js, or something else is also there which is known as Angular. Actually, this is created in Angular because everything which Google creates, this is a Google form. Everything which Google creates, it creates in Angular because Angular was created by Google. As simple as that. Okay, so that is there, and as I told, I'll also give you two of these things. Okay, so two attendance will be given, one at this time and one towards the end. Okay, so that is there, and now, but all these things I've told you, you have to learn these four things, but how to proceed? So, okay, how to proceed? So we'll learn how to proceed, and after that we are going to start with HTML. And one thing I want to tell, 3 hours, although we're doing for 3 hours, 3 hours is not enough to teach HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So I'm going to teach and React.js. Of course, React.js I have not even told, but React.js is also something which we teach all four things. We teach all four things on a channel: HTML, CSS, JavaScript. CSS, JavaScript, and React. We have week-long courses, and sometimes we have this boot camps also, 1 day or 2 day boot camp also we have, in which we cover everything, because actually HTML takes 1 hour to teach, not more than that, complete HTML from start to end. CSS takes 5 hours to teach, JavaScript takes 5 hours to teach, React.js takes 5 hours to teach. So we don't have that much time, we don't have 16 hours right now. But as I've told, on this channel we have all these things as certification courses: CSS beginners to advanced, JavaScript beginners to advanced, React.js beginners to advanced, 5 days courses or a 1 day complete course. So anything can be there, because nowadays we are very busy, so we might not get a time, but we complete it. And if you want to see the earlier recording, all the recordings are there: CSS beginners to advanced, JavaScript beginners to advanced, React.js beginners to advanced. And we have those boot camps also. For 2 days boot camps we have taken, Saturday, Sunday, 8 hours, 16 hours total. So 16 hours is the total time which is required to teach all these things, and we teach all these things. Beside this, there are a lot of projects on the channel also, so please do check them out. Everything is there which will be required you to be a web app developer. So now, but that all is okay, and a lot of you are coming from some other background. So what I've also told that I will tell the 3 secrets to become a web app developer. And those 3 secrets are, like, you have to do a lot of networking. What is networking? What does networking means? Networking means you have to be visible on this platform: LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So Facebook groups, I've written not Facebook, I've written Facebook groups. That is different. I will come to that. LinkedIn is this thing. LinkedIn is the one of the top network in the world when it comes to getting a job. So someone was yesterday telling one of the influencers post that okay, so it is just a job getting group. No, it is not. It is a group in which you connect with people. And I'm also an influencer. How I am an influencer? You come here to my network. So I have like 21,300 connections. That is a way lot of connection. Those who have LinkedIn, they know why it is way lot, because LinkedIn the cap is at 30,000, and which I will hit in the next 4-5 months. I will hit 30,000 cap. I'll hit. So I'm already an influencer in LinkedIn. So each of my posts, if I do something on each of my posts, reaches to this many people. And my this many connections have everyone, from startup people to students to everyone I have got in this many connections. Okay, so all of those people are there. So if I tag someone, most of you know Instagram. So Instagram, you tag someone. Twitter, you tag someone. You tag someone, it reaches to all of my network. And I help people who are doing this workshop and all. I do tag them, and whoever will get the certificate, I will do tag them on a Monday. So like this it is there. And yeah, this is there. And So that is one of the reason I have asked you all to give your LinkedIn connections also, so that I can tag you all. If you don't have, it is okay, please don't give it. So as I was telling, LinkedIn is a very important thing. Please be visible on LinkedIn. People have achieved very big height because of LinkedIn. Awesome. And a lot of people have heard me what I'm telling. And you have to do something known as coding in public. So what is this coding in public? Coding in public means whatever projects you create, you have to showcase them on LinkedIn. Okay, let me show someone. Okay, so this guy, actually he was in one of my batches and all. So he, as everyone else, so see, his followers have increased such a lot. Okay, and so he also keep on posting this project. So he keeps on. So what I was telling to you, have to keep, you have to post projects like this, so that people will know him. So I was talking to him, and he was telling me daily he's getting a job offer daily. In fact, I was quick to pick up for my own team. I picked him up. Okay, so because I need React developer on my own team. Okay, and see what happens. He also tags me like Nabindu Viswas. One night, what I do, I tag him back. So when I tag him back, it goes to my 21,000 connection, and that's why he get a lot of call on a daily basis. Okay, so he just have to crack those things. Does this all these great assignments. This is what you have to do. So this is what you have to learn and code in public. There is a term code in public. I have not created it. This is known as code in public. So you have to code in public. So that is the main thing which you have to do. So everything. So you have done a lot of things. Okay. So see, he's continuously doing. So if he doesn't get a job, then who will get a job? Naukri, days of Naukri is over. This is the age of your LinkedIn. And uh, even not GitHub. A lot of people will say GitHub. Okay, no, you have to showcase them on LinkedIn. GitHub is okay, you keep your project, but if a person don't know, how they will learn? So this is not that age. Like if you are very good at something, you don't have to showcase. You have to showcase to the world that you know those things. Then only you will get a job. Okay, so that is like that. And so LinkedIn is that. Twitter is very big in US, not in the India. It is very Instagram. You have to follow people who are doing some development thing, not anybody else. Not seeing those crazy reels and all. See the reels of someone like there is Tane Pratap person. See like him. See the developers reels and all those things. And Facebook groups. Facebook groups is one of the class will start at 3:30. So Facebook group is as like at one of the main thing to get a job nowadays. Facebook groups. Okay, because a lot of freelancing jobs are in Facebook. So a lot of freelancing jobs are in Facebook. So you have to go to this. If you learn something, you have to go to the Facebook. A lot of people ask me where to get a freelancing jobs and freelancing gigs. Facebook, there are a lot of React.js Facebook groups, JavaScript Facebook group, HTML Facebook group, web developer Facebook group, all those things. You have to go to them and you have to do it. Okay, and then you have to take some daily action. So those daily actions are like code 2 hours daily. So this guy, he code 2 hours daily, more than 2 hours daily. I know he's coding. A lot of people are sitting in Bangalore and all in the PGs and all, and they're searching for job, wasting their whole day. Instead of that, learn something, put this on LinkedIn, you'll definitely get a job. You'll automatically get a job. You don't even need to search for it. If you're sitting the whole day in PG, because I had been to Bangalore, I know how bachelor's works there. So you don't just go there and search, go to this company and all. You just learn, post it on LinkedIn, and you'll get a job. So that is there. You have to code daily to us. Then, if possible, attend some challenges like this. There's 100 days of code challenge. There is 100 days of project challenge. Do that thing. Search what is this things. Okay. So these things are there, and these things are literally one of the toughest coding challenge on the earth. 100 days of code challenge. You do these things, it is not possible that you will not get a job. 100 days of code challenge. So that is there. And we'll start with, hope you all learn something from here. And we are going to start with HTML now. So okay, so and so let me give the first attendance sheet, and then we'll start the class. So please mark your first attendance here. You'll get a second attendance also towards the end. Okay. So it is mandatory to mark the attendance. Please don't ask for certificate if you not mark the attendance, because a lot of people will ask for certification from the WhatsApp groups. When they see their other fellow members will get the certification. Okay, I will tell that you'll only get the certification if you fill both of the form. So again, I'm telling that you have to fill both of the form. And how to fill the form? I have told you how to fill the form. Don't have a LinkedIn profile? Please say you don't have a LinkedIn profile, but fill the form. So that is I've given it. So let's get started with your HTML. So what is HTML? Okay, so and where to create the HTML? Okay, I'll go to here. So we'll create the HTML file in a folder. Okay, web dev workshop. Maybe what is today's date? It is 25th June workshop. Okay, so that is there, and here we are going to create a new folder. Here it is HTML basics. There I'll create, and so what is HTML? HTML is known as hypertext markup language. All the websites you see, it is prepared with three things. One is HTML to add the basic skeleton, CSS to add the styles and all, and JavaScript to add the interactivity. Like I'll click somewhere, like this click, like this Google's thing is open. I'm clicking here, see something is opening here. They are giving something nice thing here. Okay, so because they are Google, okay, so that's why they have given some nice thing. They have given a slider in the website itself. Of course, they are Google, they are everything. So that is it. So this how this website knows, web page or whatever they have created it, how they know that I am clicking here in this slider? How does they know? They know it through JavaScript. There is, because there is JavaScript in the website, which they know that I am clicking on this thing. So that is the function of JavaScript. HTML, the function of HTML is to create the basic structure, and that is the main topic which we are going to learn today, HTML. Okay, so I've just created a folder. So now how to write the code. So we can write the code inside it. We'll create an index.html file. We can write the code there, but we don't work like that. We earlier people used to work in Notepad and all. So okay, we don't work like that nowadays. We work in a code editor known as VS Code. So this is a very popular free code editor, VS Code. So you have to work in this. You have to download this and install it. And I have a video also. Actually, I recently took a Windows laptop. So in this Windows laptop, I have done the setup, complete setup. It was a blank setup. In that, I have told how to do a code setup for this VS Code also. So if you might be thinking I'm using a Mac, I have a Windows also. Soon I'm going to switch over to Windows, but I have both of those things. Okay, so and I know most of the people here are working on a Windows system. So you download it, and that it has got some setup, but most of the time you do a next, and it will be installed. So if you have some problem, you can visit that video on my channel. There is a Windows setup and GitHub setup also. A lot of people ask for GitHub setup, so that was also been taught in that, because I just set up in the new system. So you download it, install it. When we install it, there will be something like this will be installed. So this will be installed, and we code in this thing. So we code in this thing, and there are a lot of ways. So see, now my main thing is that you don't create HTML or any files anywhere. You keep them organized in a place in your computer. You keep them organized somewhere. You just don't go there and create it everywhere. Okay, you don't do it like that. So where will we create it? We will create it in that folder which you have done. So we have to open this folder somehow inside this. Somehow inside this, we have to open the folder. So how do we open it? So there are a lot of ways. Like I could have tell through terminal. There is something known as terminal in Windows also is there. but that will be too advanced for most of the people, but that is something which you should know. But I'll tell the most easiest way. This folder is there and this VS Code is there. So I have to click here and I have to drag it here. I have to drag it here, like hold down the mouse. If you're using a mouse left key, you have to hold down left button, or hold down the trackpad left side if you are doing it. You just have to drag it here and leave it here. And you have to leave it here, and this HTML basic thing will be created. HTML basic thing will be posted here. So that will be done here. Then we will start with the HTML. HTML, how do we start? We have to create a new file. So you come here and do a click here and do a index.html. So index.html I'll do. So why I have done index.html? First question is that why I have done this index.html. So I have done this index.html because what happens, what is this .html? .html is the extension. Just like even if you're from a non-IT background, you know that all the images are saved with .jpg, .png extension, or MS Word are saved with .doc or docx extension. So like that, all programming languages are also saved by something. Like the HTML files are saved by .html. Index.html is there. Okay, so first thing is the index.html is there. So now index.html is there. We have to write something here, and we write something here. It will somehow show here, but how it will be shown, I will tell you. So this index.html is there. Here I'm using VS Code for a reason. VS Code has got a lot of shortcuts. Okay, one shortcut is that I will give a not. I'll give a not. Okay, not is like shift and the one you click, and then I'll press a tab. I'll press a tab. Let me show it again. Not, and then the tab key I will press, and this whole structure of HTML will be created. It will have a head tag and a body tag and all of these things. So what are all of these things? So let's start with let us start with the line number 1. So line number 1, it has been shown like I have a doc type HTML. So and all the HTML tags are like greater than, less than, greater than, less than signs. So these are all HTML tags are there. Okay. So first line, what does that mean? Doc type HTML. Doc type HTML means it is HTML version 5. So HTML has got different versions, and it has been governed by a committee known as W3C committee. And this W3C committee, in 2015, they released the version HTML version 5. So this HTML version 5 was released at that time. So doc type HTML means that. Then we have an HTML tag. HTML tag is the main tag which wraps everything. It has got two other tags. One is known as head tag and one is got a body tag. And all the tags have got starting and ending. Like this, starting is there, ending is there. Starting is there, ending is there. So all those tags are like this. So HTML tag is the main. Lang English means the language is English, which is the language of the web mainly. Is all the other language websites are also there, but Lang English is the main. And then there's some meta tags are there, and title is there. Title is something which, this thing which you are seeing, your Visual Studio Code, this is the title. Okay, so here I'll go and I will write maybe HTML basics. I'll write. Okay, and save nothing will be done. I'm going to soon show how to do that, but before that I have to tell about one important thing, which is known as a meta tag. So what are this meta tag? Okay, so this meta tag are like a tag which is not used by us human, but mainly by Google bots. So how does the internet works? Internet works in a way like that. Google is the most smartest company on the planet, created by all the smart people on the earth, and so they have some complicated thing which governs how the internet works. That is known as the Google bots. When you create a new website and put it on the internet, the Google bots actually scan the whole of the internet 2 to 3 times a day. And even Google doesn't know how big the internet is, because the internet is very big. So they scans, their automated bot goes to every website and scan it. When they scan it, so they see something. What is this website all about? So they see this thing in something known as meta tag. And meta tag is something which is not used much by the developers, but by the digital marketing people a lot. Because in meta tag they can give something known as a keyword. And keyword, although the keyword giving thing is a bit old thing that keep on changing, and I'm not a digital marketing expert, so I don't know what is the latest that keep on changing and that keep on upgrading. So this meta tag is very important. In that meta tag, you give all the SEO related tags, search engine optimization related tags, what this website is all about, so that Google can rank you high. How to rank website high and all, I will not tell. So digital marketing is the second most lucrative career on this planet. I can, after development, second most. Every job is moving towards development, and everybody's starting a startup. And when everybody start a startup, they need a digital marketing team. So if you say, okay, so I'm not very good in development, I'm just openly telling you, okay, if you are, give development a chance, because that the jobs are like enormous. With Web3 coming, every job will move in the next 5 year to development. So development jobs are going to increase, they are not going to decrease. Some physical jobs may decrease. The next wave of coronavirus will again put everyone inside, and again the Web3 will increase. That will come, maybe that will come, something else will come, but everything, even if that doesn't come, everything is like development, and everything is development, and everybody is launching something. When everybody launches something, they need digital marketing. Even I take help of digital marketing team. So that is the second most demanded job on the planet, not anything else, not those MBAs, not those things. Development and digital marketing, those goes hand in hand, and those two are the most requested things. If you want this thing, everything is available on my YouTube. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you'll get this thing. I don't delete anything. Okay, so I don't delete anything, everything will be there on the YouTube. So even after the class, it will, I will send on the group also. Okay, so that's why do these two things. Okay, so meta tag, the people, digital marketing people, they give the keywords, and with those keywords, your website will be ranked high. Only that much I can tell. I cannot tell much about digital marketing. I also take their help sometimes. Okay, I know a bit of marketing, but not that much. Okay, so title, and it is there, and HTML basics have it. So now the main play comes in the body of a HTML. So body, whatever you're seeing here in this Visual Studio Code setup, this is not my site, this is designed by Microsoft. So that all also is coming in the body. So body HTML is all about learning about different tags. In the body, you give different tags, like a H1 tag. I'll give H1 tag, and I'll write HTML crash course. I'll write. Let's save it, nothing will happen. I want to write one more thing, then I will show further. And this I will show a p tag. Okay, and VS Code is again a wonderful thing. Like you do something, and then you press the tab, it will complete it. So what is this p, and what is this h1? H1 means heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. So this means that heading tags. And p means paragraph tag. P means paragraph tag. So here I'll write I will maybe write this thing. Maybe I'm just copying it. I'm just copying this thing, and I will put it here. Now, how to see this thing? Which I have just put, how to see this thing. So this, I have a heading and all those things. So how to see this thing? I will go here to the Finder, HTML Basics. See, index.html has been created. I'll double click on it. It will open it in Safari and all. I don't want to open it in Safari, so right click and open with Chrome. Yes, Chrome is open, and Chrome is open. So see, now my website has been shown. HTML Basics I have written. HTML Basics is shown here. HTML crash course H1. It is like a big thing, big text. P is a paragraph. H1 is known as heading. P is known as paragraph. So this paragraph is been shown here. Okay. So now what will happen? Suppose I want another paragraph. I want another paragraph after this. So I just close that VS Code site. So I cannot. I don't want to take every time from some website, some copy paste this thing and all these things. And in real world scenario, also this thing happens when some client. I have done a lot of freelancing also. So when some client give you some work, they will not always give you the data beforehand. Sometimes they don't even give you the data. So then you have to put some dummy text there, and that text is known as the lorem text. Lorem, if you go and Google and do lorem ipsum, if you do lorem ipsum, what is this lorem ipsum? Lorem ipsum is a dummy text, And but it is not like any other dummy text. It is like a dummy text which is 200 years old. It was used in the printing press when the printing press was invented, and that time also the first print, they wanted to see the newspaper, they wanted to see, okay, how the print is coming. So they didn't have the news all the time, okay, so they can put any dummy news and all. So they used to do this lorem ipsum thing. It seems like a real text, but it is not a real text. And VS Code comes inbuilt with lorem ipsum. So I will do here, I'll write a LOREM, and then I will press a tab, and it will give me the lorem ipsum. Or else the longer way is that you have to go to some lorem ipsum generator like this. You have to go, and then you have to generate it. So I don't want to generate it like this. Okay, so why to generate it like this when it is freely available? When it is freely available, I don't want to generate it. So like this, I don't want to generate it, and I don't want to copy it from it. When it's freely available here, I will do it from here. So this is known as lorem ipsum, a 200-year-old text. Okay, I'll save it now. I've saved the new thing, but I'm not seeing this new paragraph. I'm not seeing it because the thing is that HTML doesn't auto refresh something. Okay, so if I go ahead and refresh it, it will be shown. But developers are very lazy people, so we don't want to do this thing again and again. Okay, refresh it again. No, we don't want to do this thing. So what do we want to do? So we are using VS Code for a reason. There are something known as extensions. What are these extensions? There are a lot of developers who create these extensions in their free time, and they are known as open source thing. And sometimes nowadays the whole of internet is being created on the open source things, and everybody in the Europe and the US and the big companies are doing this open source thing. So here, see, I have got some extensions here because I have installed it here. So they're like the small programs. Like in Android, you add big programs, but there are small programs which add functionality to the VS Code. That's the reason VS Code is very powerful. So you have like thousands of like these small programs which you can add. So like this, I have this indent rainbow which gives rainbow color. I have this style component. I have a React thing. I have auto rename tag, which is very powerful thing. Auto rename, what happens if I have one H1, I change it to H2, the automatically the endpoint will also be changed to H2. So those things I have, but you don't have to install those things now. You have to go to the live. You have to search for live. You'll get this first thing, which is known as a live server. You install this thing, and remember this name. This is a Ritvik Day, or you come back to this video and check it out. Enable this, install it, whatever it shows. And then now what will happen? If I go to this index.html, I will have this thing, and I will right click here and do a open with live server. Or I can do it from here also, but I will open it from here, open with live server. Okay, so it is opening in my VS Code. I don't want to open it here, not VS Code, in my Safari. So I will click it here and open it here. And now, yeah, live server is known as live server. So now it has been shown here. So now what is the benefit of it? Okay, now so it has opened in some port 5500. You don't have to learn much about it, but it just open it in the normal thing. So what is the benefit of it? See, suppose if my mouse is here, and if I delete this thing, the new paragraph I deleted, and I saved it, it got automatically refreshed. I didn't did anything, it got automatically refreshed. So whatever changes in the code you do and save it, it will be automatically refreshed. Now I'll come here. It is not automatically refreshed. This was my I right clicked and opened it. I'll refresh it, then only it will go. So we're not going to use this from now onwards, and we are going to use the live server only. Okay, live server only we are going to use. So that is there. Now we are going to learn about different HTML tags, as I have told. So the first tag which we are going to learn is the heading tag. Like this heading tag, which we have already done this thing, but there are 5 more heading tags. Okay, what are the 5 more heading tags? 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 5, 6. Actually 6. One H2. I'm doing H2 here. It is changing it here H2. So there is some auto renaming tag which I have installed, because of that it is showing. Or else what you have to do? I have to change it here and then have to go back there and change H3, H4, H4, H5, and H6. So this all I'll do, and then I'll save it. See now what will happen? H1 to H6 is coming. So there are different sizes. H1 is a different size, H2 is a different size, 3, 4, 5, 6. All of them are different sizes, and mainly it is like H1 is used as the main heading, H2 is as a subheading, then the subheading. In all the websites you'll go, you'll find this thing. H4 is also used. H5 and H6 are very small, they are not used that much. And so then there is a p tag, which we have already seen this p tag. Let us again create another p tag like p and lorem I'll do, and again this lorem I'm created. So this is like the another p tag I've created. Okay, so that is there. And there's one more thing here. See, all of these tags, there are two types of tags in HTML. One is known as inline elements, one is known as block level element. Most of the tags are block level element. All of these tags are coming in a different line. See, there was a lot of space here. After the H1, H2 could have come, H3 could have come, H4 could have come, H5 could have come, H6 could have come, but it is not coming. Like this lorem would have come after this, but it is not coming, because all these are known as block level element. They takes their own line. They will take. There's something like inline element which you're going to see soon, and they are like they'll come one after the another. And before moving to one inline element, the next tag, and HTML is all about learning about different tag. And as I've told you, please don't go beyond what I teach in HTML, because I'm going to teach everything. And then this H1 H6 are there. Then I will write a heading tag, what I'm writing here, and here I'll write a paragraph tag. I've written these two things, but I don't want the user to see this thing. Who is the user? Who is the end user? I want my fellow developers to see it. Like, you are my fellow developers. I want you to see it. I don't want the whole world to see it. This is what the world sees. This is what the developer sees. World developer. I want the fellow developers to see. So I've written two things so that you people can understand. And this is how commenting works in development. So I'll copy. I will select this thing and do a control backslash, and it will be like this heading tag. And here paragraph, I'll do a control backslash. It will be like this paragraph. Now see, something like this is this comment has been shown. So now even if I save it and even if I refresh it also, it will not be shown. So end user will never see this thing. This is for the one developer to another developer, or even for their sometimes comments. These are known as comments. Comments are required for them also to see it later on. So I'm going to put all these comments so that when I will give you this file also, so that it will be there in the description of this video. The file will be there, so you are going to learn what is there. Okay, so that is there. Now the next thing which we are going to learn is the anchor tag. Okay, anchor tag we are going to learn. And here anchor tag, it is also known as link tag. And it is not possible that you people have not seen a link tag. Everybody was using the internet for the past 10 years, which is like everybody have a mobile phone. I know a lot of people don't have a laptop, because some of my students even don't have a laptop. They have not told me earlier, but it is a fact. Laptop is quite costly. A good usable laptop also comes for 20,000. Okay, so that is there. And so what is this link tag? Link tag is I'll do, and they're also known as anchor tag. So here I will put something. Okay. This I'll put, and I'll write TWD blocks. I'll write. I will save it. See, TWD blocks is coming, and it is showing me in a purple color. Most of the time you see it in the blue color. If you're not visited, you go to a new site and you see this link. See, these links are there in almost every site. Sometimes you'll add a CSS style to make them beautiful. So that is something which you're going to do next, how to make them beautiful and all. So but here TWD block I've written, and I will, where is this link which is shown in the href? Where is it? So what is it about? Like this purple blue color, and underline is with and one more thing is that if I bring my mouse over here, it will be like, it will be shown like a hand. So it means I can click it. So if I click it, see, it will open my login site. It will open this thing. If I go back, it will bring me back here. Okay, if I click it, it will take me to that site. But there is one bad behavior here, which is like this. When I'm opening this thing, it is opening in the same link. So it is not a good behavior. Why it is not a good behavior? Because opening in the same link, it is not a good behavior, because whenever you see some very big sites like maybe LinkedIn someone has put some comment, or YouTube someone has put some comment, and click on that comment link something, it will not open in the same tab, it will open in a different tab, because that is not a that is bad from the marketing perspective. If you're taking a person away from your site, it should always open in a new tab, and that is something which we can do it from the programming. How we do it, let us see that. So I'll do this anchor tag, and I'll do this href. Maybe I'll put some other site. Which site I'll put? Maybe I'll put. So you all have my LinkedIn thing. So I do Instagram also. Okay, I do Instagram also. I do all the development stuff. Not like this, anything like this. So you can. I will put my image. Maybe I'll put my. See, I do all the development stuff. And please do follow me on Instagram also. So this, whatever the latest news is there, or whatever I learned something which is going on in the industry, I do some reels on those. Okay, and some personal stuff also. So this is that. I put this Instagram here, and if I put it like IG TWT. Okay. So if I put it like this only, it will again open it in the same link and all. So there is something known as target equal to underscore blank, and the target equal to underscore blank. I'll write it. See, now this IGTWT is open here. I click on it. It will open in a different browser. It will open in a different browser. Okay, it will open in a different browser. So that is there, and as I told you, it's opening in a different browser. Okay, so that is how you open in a different browser. Target equal to underscore blank. But why both of them are coming one after another? They were coming one after the other in separate lines, because they are the first inline element which I'm going to teach. They're inline element. Okay, so I'm going to just tell they're inline element. Some other things are also inline element. So inline elements comes one after the another. Okay, even if there were 10 anchor tags, it would have come in the same line. Okay, so that is the anchor tag. So the next tag which we are going to learn is the table tag. Table tag is a group of, no, before table tag we are going to learn about the list tag. Okay, list tag we are going to learn. I'll come here and do a list tag. I'll do and do L line item 1 OL. So these are two different kinds of list tags. I will save it. One is known as a UL. UL means unordered list, and inside that I have a LI. LI are known as list items. They are known as list items. So I have a lot of list items like this 1, 2, 3, 4, and they are having this dot. So they are known as unordered list. Something similar to that, we have ordered list. OL. Ordered list is OL. Ordered list have got this number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't put those numbers. It is coming from that ordered list, and again it has got list item. Here what will happen if I increase this by 1, like 6, will add a new thing like this. Okay, so this is like a list tags. So the next tag which we are going to learn is the table tag. Do this. So table tag is a group of some tags. There are some tags which are group of some tags. So table tag is one of them. It's a group of lot of tags. Okay. So table tag I'll do, and you don't have to by heart this thing. If you want to by heart all these things, add all these things. These are very easy. But table tag, we use, but not that much. You might have not seen a lot of tables of late. Maybe some pricing table you might have seen. A lot of times some other table like comparison table and all. but not in a lot of sites we use this table, but it is there. It is an important tag. A group of some tags, and the other thing which is there, you don't have to learn all this structure, and you can get it from Google and all. So there are some good sites for that. So table basically, but it is also very easy. Table basically have two parts. One is the T head, and one is the T body. As you might have guessed, T head means table head, T body means table body. So in this T head, I will have a TR, it means table row, and in this I have a TH, it's table header. Right, name TH, age, TH, remain. So table head have got in table row, TR means table row, TH means table header. I'll save it. So a header will be created. Now this table body is there. In this I'll have a PD means table data. It's like my name, right? Okay. So okay, I forgot to give something, which is a TR. Inside a TR, again we have a TR. Inside a TR, we'll have this TD means the table data. Then we have TR table. Let's save it. See, all of these things are coming in a table. So all of these things are coming like in a table. So this is what our table table thing is, the table body, table row, and this is our table tags. Okay. So the next thing is the most important thing which we are going to learn is known as a group of form tags. Okay, form tags is a group of some tags are known as form tags. Okay, but the thing is that we have come a bit down. Okay, we have come a bit down. Okay, one sec, someone is at the gate. So this is like so come a bit down. So what we are going to do, so we are before starting the form tag is the most important groups of tags. We are going to learn about two more tag. One is like first let us learn about HR. So HR means a horizontal rule. If you create a line, like this, see this line you are seeing, it is created because of that. Another is known as BR means break row. It will have a space. Actually, we have this form. We'll have a form now, which will create inside a BR and a HR. We'll create it. So we'll have something, and inside this will create the form tag. So form tag. Then I'll have a form so inside like the table tag, form tag is also group of this. So what is this form tag? So when you go to any website like maybe Facebook and all, so you have to register on it for the first time. So name, age, and all those things you give. Then you log in into Facebook the next time, and then you go to Facebook and post something. So whenever you write something and it goes to a website, so mainly a web app, always you give inputs to a web app. So whenever you give input to a web app, so those things are stored somewhere in the database, and so somehow you have to take the user input send it to the database. Next time you come back to Facebook, you'll see all the data. So this is how internet works. Okay, this is how internet works. So taking the data is a very important thing. So we take the data through forms. So all those fields which you see in which you can type, they're like forms. So forms, all the forms are like there are a lot of tags in the forms, and I'm going to tell about all of them. So all tags in a form come in a pair. Like this label is there. I write name here, and I write name here, and I write a, let me complete it, input type text, name equal to name, id equal to name, age, 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 but type it will not be text, it will be number. So let me save it. So now you see this name is been shown here. Input type text is a text box which you all have seen, in which I can write anything. Age is a, again the age has been shown here because of this label, and this input type number and all. It is number, means I can type a number here, and I could also increase it like this. I can increase it. So their input type number, input type number is there. So all these things are there, and all these things are coming in the same line, means they are all inline elements. So label is inline element, input is inline element. But what are this label and what are the different things which I have written in? So label is something which always comes with the input in a pair. So like this label and input are a pair, this label and input are a pair. But how they are a pair? How to know that thing? So there is a for thing is there in the label, and there is corresponding id thing is there in the label. So both of these things should be the same name. I could have used some other name like here, like this, named and named. It's okay. Means generally we don't do like this. Okay, so name is there. Then this, what is this type text? You know, because it is a type text. What is this name equal to name? So this is something which will be sent to the backend. We are not going to do backend code and all now, but this is something which will be sent to the backend, and how it will be sent to the backend and all. And this is something which we are going to learn. Means a bit we are going to see when we have submitted, it will send to the backend. So this will again be something unique, and it will be something you'll see how it will be working. And then again for and id will be same for this label, and this name is now age. Okay, and it is not required that the for and id I have taken age here also. I have take like this same thing, take something else. So this is about the all these things. Now why they're all coming in the same line? Because they're all inline element. I want, but if you have filled some Facebook registration form or something, what happens, the pair like name and this comes in one line, and this will come in another line. So how to do that? So to do that, I'll come here and do a div here. So what is a div? Div is something known as a block level element. You'll see in almost every HTML code people using div. Div doesn't mean much, it means it's a block level element. So it will create its own line. Block level elements which creates its own line. So I'll put this label inside it, cut it, and I will have another div like this, another div, and it and save it. So see, both of them will come in its own line. But then also they're very close to my liking. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give a br here. Br means breakthrough, which you have seen. It gives the space, so it will have some more space. So this is how now it is looking. Okay, not good, because it needs CSS to be good. Okay, and next CSS will be taken by Mosam, not by me. So I will come back on when JavaScript will start. So CSS will be taken by him, and most of you know him. Okay, so that is there. And so name and age is been like it has been coming in its own line. So now we're going to learn about a bit more tags. We are going to learn HTML is all about different tags. So again, I don't want it to be coming in the same line. So I'll have a br and a div. I'm going to have in this div, I'm going to have a label of for of and this will be color, and favorite color, and select will be like this, name will be color, and id will be color, and option will be, value will be red color, green color, blue blue color. Save it. So what is this option? What is the option? Options are those drop down which you see in almost every site, from Amazon to every other site. You'll see this option. Okay, so this is like this red color, green color, and blue color. They are coming like this. Okay, so these three colors are coming like this, and this I believe it is label like this favorite color, and there I can select any one of them. Okay, only one of them. So this is a drop down. You have seen it almost every site. You might have seen it. Okay, so this okay, so this is like this select is that again the label is connected with the select, label is connected with the select. Okay, so with this foreign id, and the name is something which is again unique. Okay, and this options, so these options, why this option have this something known as value? So this option have something known as value, because this value is the thing which will be sent to the backend. You're going to see soon. This red color will not be sent to the backend, but its value will be sent to the backend. Okay, so that is something is there. That's the value is important. So this is a drop down. So now we are going to continue on this thing only, like this form tag only. As I told, form tag is the most important tag. So now the next thing which we are going to learn is the check boxes. So I'll go here and do a br and div I'm going to do, and what is the check boxes? So check boxes are those square boxes in which you can do multiple selections. All of you might have seen it with Amazon and all those sites. The multiple brand mobiles you can select with that and all. So I'll have H4. What do you own, like this, and input type check box name equal to vehicle 1, value equal to bike, and I will have a ID also equal to bike, and label is like this for, and it is like a bike, and it's like a bike. Let me have another one also. Car, 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 car. Save it. So what is this? This is a checkbox, and you can select one also, and you can select both of them also, just like in any other checkboxes and all. So what is one thing which is different? One thing is that I've given the label after it is okay. For and IDs are again same, and value is something will again go to the backend. And name is always different for both of the checkboxes. The name is different because both of them are different entities. So this is the name is there. Now we're going to look into radio boxes like this. Yeah, I do. And this have a div and H4. Now we'll learn about radio boxes, which is one of the very important thing. Like I'll have a gender, and radio boxes are like opposite of checkbox. You cannot select multiple things. You can select only one thing. So gender is there, and input type is radio, and name equal to gender, value equal to male, and ID equal to male and label for is male. Okay. Promo female, 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 other, other. So male, female, other. So here I can select only one of them, and I select the other one. The first one is gone away. So how it is happening? Because radio boxes are always I cannot have more than one gender, so they are taken for like this only. And in Facebook and all, you might have, when you register, you have this field. It is compulsory to have. So this is there, and the thing with, as you can see the difference from checkbox, and in the code also there is one difference. Name here, name was vehicle 1 and vehicle 2. Here the name, all of the name is gender, like same name. So that's why radio boxes are also known as radio box group. So we are done with all the checkbox, all the things, all the important things here. We have something more remaining, which I'm going to tell next. Now we have to submit this thing. So how to submit this? We submit this thing through a button. So let's create a button here. So I'll have a BR and then a div. I'll have a input type is submit and value equal to send. This send will come here, and so this is a button. So input type submit is a button. So but this is a very special kind of a button. How this is a special kind of a button, and it has got a bit of issue also. So and so this I have given, and this I'll change, to by car mail, and see here closely, and this also closely, this refresh. So I will send it. First thing, it gave all these things here, and it also reload the browser. So all of the things which I've entered is gone. Reload the browser, and it is sending like this. So this is a bit of old way to send everything. This is coming from the PHP world. When internet started, mainly the backend used to be PHP. Even Facebook, the first iteration was made in PHP in 1990, in 2005. In 2005, it was made in PHP. So now they don't use PHP, they use React. So in PHP, what happens? You send a data through this header part. Okay, so there are some things you should get. I also don't know PHP, so because it's a dinosaur language, so I don't know. So you send it there. So that is how the old web used to work. Nowadays JavaScript doesn't work like this, and we'll face some problem because of this behavior. This is the default behavior when we create a button inside a when you create a button inside a form. Inside a form, you create a button. So it will be happening like this. So how it is sending there? So let me also show it here, and I will actually comment it out so that it will be there for your benefit. So name is Nabendu plus Biswas. So I will go here, see the name. Actually, it is coming because of this thing, this name I have given name equal to whatever I typed here. Age, whatever I typed here. Color, name color, the value is going, not the red color and all, the value is going like the green. Then here checkbox, so both of them are going, but as a vehicle 1 and vehicle 2, and car. But this radio box gender is going as one, means our gender is going and only one thing is going. So this is how the forms work. So I have told everything in a form except one thing, which is like this. Forms have a lot more thing. Okay, so let me write two more important things which are very important. So I'll write it from here. So what happened with HTML? HTML has got a lot of new things added in 2015 because of HTML5. Somewhat amazing things added. I told all the things, but there are still some things are remaining here. Okay, so these are the things you can always go through this site and all. So some more form thing. Form is very big. Okay, form is very big. So that Raja, I cannot give you the answer. So if you want to get that answer, you need at least another 6 months, how it is sent to the back end, how all those things are there, because there are not something which at least you have to learn JavaScript for that, how it is JavaScript also towards the, so at end of JavaScript class, towards the end of the thing, it will be all told that how everything is like stored in the backend and all. And backend programmers are generally different. They are like do it in Node.js and all. So those things are there. So those things also we teach on our platform. So those are very advanced. If you know JavaScript and all, you'll know. But if you don't know, it is, I cannot explain that right now. It will be a waste, because you will not understand how it is doing. What is a, you might say, what is a API call? You don't even know what is API, and I don't want to scare people out. And one thing I want to tell, front-end engineer is more than enough to get a job. You don't need to be a back-end engineer. You don't have to be a full stack engineer. All those things are not required. React.js is more than enough. But in React.js also, when you learn React.js, you learn all these things, like how it is connected to the backend and all those things. Right now, I am not even connected to the backend. I am not connected to anywhere. It's a plain vanilla, plain HTML, not connected to anywhere. Okay, so that is there. Hope it answers your question. Okay. So these are more. Although I'm submitting, it is going just going nowhere, going like in the air. Okay, so going nowhere. So just it is showing. Okay, so that is there. But in the case of Facebook, when you submit it, it gets stored in the Facebook servers in the US. So that is something which I can tell, just that much. Okay, so there are some more input types which are there, which was introduced because of HTML version 5, and a lot of them are very easy. Okay, so a lot of them are very important, like this input type date. Okay, let me take this thing. Okay, so why not copy this thing and put it in my form. Here I'll do a vr and div. So these are done. So what is this? So this is a input type date. So if I come here, you can see, okay, why I'm doing it above this. One sec. Even I have date now. Even if I have a date. So this is now, this will open a, okay, this will open a calendar, a very nice calendar it will open. And earlier, before 2015, this used to be very difficult to make this thing. Okay, and this is a very important thing, because you might have seen how we take the date of birth and all those things. You can take it from here. So now this everything is through HTML. I just added like a input type date, and it is coming. So that is that much easy nowadays. This is one of the thing, and there is one more important thing, but you should go through all of them, and that is the input type file. Input type file is also there, and come here and do update. And input type file is what? Input type file is, I go here, I can choose a file here, select a file, and then anything I can do. My boarding pass. So this I can choose. So this is how you choose your different files and all. So naukri.com, you have to upload your resume. This is how you upload your resume. And earlier it used to be very difficult to do. Nowadays it is very much easy to do this. So we are done with all the forms and all. So now there are two things are remaining. One more thing before the last topic I will tell, and that is like we have like this button, this input type submit is there. We have like normal buttons also are there. Okay, normal buttons are like it is known as button tag, and button is there on click me, save it and see this button is there. But normal buttons doesn't have some special things, like this button has a special thing. If you click it, the browser get refreshed, but normal buttons doesn't have that thing. And again, the functionalities even in this kind of buttons, every kind of buttons are added through JavaScript. Okay, so that is there. And the last topic which we are going to do is the in HTML is the images. So images are very important for our websites, and they are done. Again, I'll do a br and I can because image tag and do and in this image tag I'll come here and I want to find some image first. Okay, and splash.com I will go and this one is a good image. I'll do it and I will download it. Maybe a medium version I'll download. Should find. So this is mostly in downloads. In Windows also it goes to download. So I'll come here and do a new folder and images. So the images is there, and you have to, I'm just bring it here. Name is quite big, so make the name small. And so the unsplash is there, so it's been shown here. So now I have to show it in my website. Okay, so how to do that? I'll do a img tag. Img tag is there, in which the sources is there. So source is like this, images splash.jpg. It is inside a folder, and I will write a Oppo. I'll write this Oppo phone. I will save it, and it will be shown here. But it is quite big. It is quite big, and I cannot control many things from the HTML. But I have got two things in the HTML, which is the width and the height. So I'll do a width equal to 600 and height equal to 400. Save it. This is how I can control it a bit. And what is this alt? I'm going to tell soon. There is another way to take image, so I'll do that also. Instead of having the image in the local, you can have it in some image repository. You can also directly take it from the internet like this. If you want to see the link of any image, you just right click on it and you write the copy image address you do, then src, you go and paste it. Sometimes it's a bit large like this, and this is like a Oppo image. I'll write, save it. Again, it will be a bit bigger, so better I will so it is shown below it. So both of them are shown. Okay, and that is there. So this is how images have been done. And the one thing is there, image for images. What is alt tag? Alt tag is something, it is shown when the image is broken, and it is not possible that all of you not seen a broken image. You go to any site and suddenly the internet connection goes away, then you see a broken image. And in the past 10 years, in fact before Geo, a lot of broken images were being shown because images takes a lot of bandwidth to load. Okay, so most people see it on their mobile. So what is this broken image? So I cannot disconnect my internet connection right now. So maybe I will make this spelling wrong like this, S I will write, or maybe like I will put this as images 21, maybe like 21. There is no images 21. Save it. See this second thing, Oppo images has been written here, Oppo images, and this broken image has been shown. So most people watch it in Chrome only. Some other browser have a different way of showing it, but this Oppo image will definitely be shown. So this is the alt tag takes into place only that time the image has been have some problem with the image. Either some developer has given something wrong or something else is there. Okay, so we are done with this. 1 second. We're done with the HTML. 1 sec. And we are going to start with the CSS, but let me do some setup for CSS. And actually I will not be doing the CSS will be done by our very own teacher Mosam, who does a lot of live for us. Most of you know him from the WhatsApp group. So this is Mosam will do it now. So hi all. Hi all. A warm welcome to all of you. And let's start with CSS now. 1 second. So a warm welcome to all of you. A very warm good evening. So I hope you all are charged for this camp. And as you all have completed the HTML part, so let me see how many people are there currently. Fine, okay. So let me start with CSS now. So you all have a basic idea of what is CSS. You all have learned about. You all have know about what is CSS, what is HTML, what is JavaScript. You all have learned. You all have heard in your day-to-day life. So today we will be covering with CSS Basics, so that you all will be able to analyze what is CSS, how we will be using CSS, how we will be implementing CSS to the HTML, and how CSS will do for you, what CSS will add to you. So I will be asking you some questions in between. So please be very careful. Please be very attentive in the session, because I will be asking some questions in the mid of the session to see how many of you are attentive, how many of you are mentally here listening to the content, and how many of you are actually doing, or what should I say, listening to the content, and how many of you are actually physically present here. Mentally is there, but physically mentally you are here, in spite of not that you have just click on the link and going here and there, roaming here and there, and just video is getting played. So this is a recorded content. You all can see the content at any point of time. It will be always available there in the YouTube. And let me tell you one thing: don't ask for attendance sheet again and again. It's a system generated process. System will send accordingly as per their algorithms. So actually we also don't know when when the attendance sheet will be shared here. So it's a system driven process. System will automatically push the attendance sheet in the YouTube live chat box. So don't ask for attendance. Now I will be starting with CSS. As you all know I guess you all have heard what is CSS, and what CSS will do, what CSS will add. So now for some minutes I will not be able to see the chats now. So in case you have any questions, you put there in the chat. Max to max after 30 minutes, I will see the chat again. I guess at around 5 p.m. I will see the chat again, and then I will see the questions and will reply to the queries. And then I will ask a question. So let me see who is the lucky guy to answer the question first. The first one will be honored. So please be attentive. So now I will be starting with the CSS now. What is CSS? CSS is basically cascading style sheet. As you all, as my dear friend Navindu has prepared this site earlier, also in 1995 when HTML CSS has been invented. This is the way the sites are being looking to you, are being presented in front of you by Yahoo. As you all have know, at that time Yahoo have only and only hyperlinks and hyperlinks like what is being present here. So this is how the websites in 1995 look like. So because of this, the look are not very much soothing, the look are not very much awesome, the look of the web page are not very much attractive, not very much colorful. For this reason,
CSS, which is cascading style sheet, has been introduced in the system. So again, CSS is a product of W3 schools, which governs the CSS and HTML, and has added and have been introduced in 1995. But the major upgradations has been done in 2015 in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript by the W3 schools. So what is CSS? CSS is basically cascading styling sheet, okay, with the help of which you can actually add uh, a life to a HTML page. It actually work as much as you can't even think of that. So this is how HTML will work like. So HTML and CSS will basically both put together and have added a very uh, what is the best word to say, a life or a imagination or a good presentation to the web page. So how to add CSS now? This is the basic introduction of CSS. CSS cascading style sheet. Now how to add a CSS in the HTML? A very important and very basic question. So in order to add a CSS to a HTML, there are three ways which has been provided. What are the three ways? First, there are inline, second is internal, and third is external. So now I will be switching to the practical part and linking theoretical and practical both. So focus on the code, focus on the desktop, focus on the screen which I will be sharing now, or which I have already been started sharing. But now I will be actually linking the theory to the practical. So one second, let me quickly CSS Basics. One second. Let me quickly do the basic system setup. And in this, 1 second. Okay, fine. Let's have dot index.html, and in this we will let create, as you all might have know all these things by now, CSS Basics, save it, open with live server, and for this system the Safari is the by default browser. So not to worry, we will be switching to so we will be switching to Google Chrome, as Google Chrome is very supportive, very responsive. Responsive is almost all the things, but Google Chrome supports a lot of things. So as you all can see, I've given the title page as CSS Basics, which is reflecting here. So let me show you how to add CSS. There are three ways which I've told you to add CSS. One is inline CSS. So what is inline CSS? So let me quickly have a h1 tag, and in this h1 tag we have hello all of you. So I've saved it. Now in this inline we'll have the background color. Where's the background color? 1 second. We'll have the background color as aqua. One second. So this is the example of inline CSS. This is how you will be adding inline CSS to an HTML content. So how this inline, you will be adding the CSS with the help of style tag in the same line. Inline in the same line. It's very simple. So now going on to the second type of HTML. second type of adding CSS. Web Development Bootcamp. So let me save it. Now, as you all see, we have a header tag h2 in which we have mentioned Web Development Bootcamp. So for the second type of CSS here in the head part, using this style, you add h2 and will change the color of this h2 to will use orange, or let me do one thing. One second. We'll do one thing. One second. We'll change the color in the form of hash #G #F 55. No. Hash #F #D 55. Let me save it. So as you all can see, the color of H2 is somewhat similar to light yellow. Now, the third type of adding CSS is the external CSS. So first one is inline CSS, which is actually, I can say, some of the developers used, because the thing to do it simply using the style tag, simply adding the style tag and add the style what you want to add it. It's very simple. Second one is internal CSS, which is not being used so much these days, because for this you need to go above the head and add the style in the same page only. But the third one is the very effective way, and all the developers use the same kind of styles on the same kind of CSS addition to the HTML page, which is the external CSS. External CSS, as the name says, externally you will be linking some things or some files to add the CSS to HTML. So for this, let me have a paragraph tag and have the lorem 20 as a dummy content, or let me have one second lorem 50. So this is the dummy content which I have actually added. So for this, we'll create a style.css. .css is an extension to identify a CSS file. So here in the paragraph tag, this p tag, we will be adding style of what we will add. Let's add font family here and use the font as Georgia and have the font weight to bolder. So now saved it, but nothing is happening. Why? Because as the name says, this is external CSS and you need to link this style.css with this index.html. So .html is for HTML file and .css is for CSS file. So for this, you need to link both the files and save it. So as you all can see the difference now. So the paragraph tag has a font of Georgia and a font weight of bolder. So let's give the background color also with using the RGB format. So we'll use 100, 150 and 0. Saved it. So now there are three types of adding CSS to an HTML file: inline, internal, and external. Fine. So now, as you all have noticed, I have added colors here, but I have used three type of patterns. First one starts with the simply the name. Where is it? Simply I have typed the name of the color and the color aqua have added here. Second one is the hash pattern, and third one is the RGB pattern. So what are these? So after this, after the addition of CSS, we will be switching on to the next topic, which is the addition of colors. What is this addition of colors? Without color, CSS, as you all can correlate the earlier HTML file with this CSS file, with this HTML file, with very little of CSS, means I can say only 3 code of CSS. Fine. So this is how you can correlate both the HTML file and see the difference. Only adding 3 line of color, it is looking more beautiful with this HTML file. So I have actually added colors using the three type of color patterns. First one is simply typing the name of the color, which is the aqua. Second one is the hexadecimal format, which starts with hash. As most of you are from engineering background or have done MCA or from BCA, you all might have learned number systems. So in the number systems, there is a type of number system which is the hexadecimal number system, which starts from A to F and 0 to 9. So that, from this location, this type of addition of colors has been introduced in CSS, in which you can actually add a lot of colors to your HTML. Second one, oh sorry, the third one is the RGB format, which is red, green, and blue. As human eye can only see a color using the combination of these three colors only: red, green, and blue. So this is how you can actually insert a colors using RGB format, using hexadecimal format, and usually simply typing the name of the color. Now let me show you how many different type of colors are there and how to get the code of that color. So this is a site being developed by W3 School. Here, as you all can see, the any color whose hexadecimal code is what, RGB code is what, the name of the color is what, and HSL code is what. See, simply copy it. Let me do it for you for the paragraph tag. Sorry, copy, and we'll change it for the paragraph. So as you all can see, the color of this paragraph tag has changed from green to light kind of red. So simply go to the HTML color picker, just link your imagination to the colors available here, prepare it, select the name of the color, copy it, and add to your HTML Fine. So this is how you can actually add colors to the CSS. So now moving on to the next property or next topic in the CSS, which is basically the fonts. So as you all can see, I have already mentioned the font family. So in order to insert the font, a font style to HTML, you have to use font family property to insert the font to in HTML. But you might have noticed there are three type of fonts present here: Georgia, Times New Roman, and Times Serif. Why three type of fonts are there? There is a story behind this, because earlier, as you might have, when you have started doing your Windows, when I started doing my Windows, at that time there was only Internet Explorer being available. So after this Internet Explorer, Google Chrome has come, Microsoft Edge, Safari, and for Mozilla. So n number of browsers have n number of fonts, but it is not like that every browser have supports every available font. So for this, first font is the main font, second font is the second and third are the fallback fonts, in which earlier I open this in Safari, and it might be possible, I'm not saying it is possible, it might be possible that Georgia is not being supported by Safari. So in that condition, Safari will pick the second available font which I have mentioned is the Times New Roman. And in case if it is possible that Microsoft Edge doesn't support Georgia and Times New Roman, so it will pick the third available font which I have given, which is the Times Serif. So this is the reason why we will be actually giving maximum three type of fonts, so that even one of the other will be supported by the available browsers. So now let me take you to the Google fonts. What are Google fonts? So as you all know, in today's world, everything or most of the things is being operated, maintained, provided by Google only. So Google have introduced Google fonts also for the betterment of the web page, betterment of the CSS, or the what can I say? So let me show you with the help of example. First, let me move on. So now, as you all can see the Google fonts here, these are the Google fonts. Simply type the name of the simply type Google font in the Google search engine, and you can see the Google fonts here. So these are the Google fonts. So let us check out once. So we'll go to Play Fair Display. Here we'll use the font weight as bold 700. Select it at the right side of the screen. It will show as either you want to link it or you want to import it. So the best way is to import it. Select on the import, but select on the import checkbox and double click on the link, copy it, and in the top of your CSS paste it. Simple. Now we will be applying this font Let me comment out. Saved it on family. So see, play filter display we have actually added. We have added now. So now font weight will have 700. So this is how you can actually link the Google font to the HTML. So let me see the chat now. Good evening, hi. Okay, fine. So 1 second, let me share you our one of the WhatsApp chat link also, so that if someone wants to join, our WhatsApp group, you can please click on the link and join the WhatsApp group. We will be sharing our updates here only. So let me add one more Google font here. 1 second. Let me add. Let me add this Carla now. Remove it. Selecting this semi bold. Import. Control C. Going back. Control B. Control S. Now changing this. Where is it? See, this is how you can actually add Google fonts to your web page. Now, moving on to the next property of Google font of CSS, which is the font weight. As you all can see, I have added font weight here. So here I have added this font of what is the weight of 600. So let me change it to 100. See. Now have the next property of font size will have the 20px. It increases the size. Now moving on to the next property, which is the line height 1.0 rem, or let me change it to 3 rem. Okay, so as CSS is very responsive, and I can say CSS is the terminologies using in CSS are very what I should say, it's very simple. So you can say, as the name says, line height means the spaces between the lines is 3 rem. I've changed it to 3 rem. Now we're changing to rem. So it is like that. Now we'll have another property called letter spacing. Let me change it to 1px. So as you all can see, the spaces between the letters is now changed to 1px. Now moving on to the next property, which is called as word spacing, will have 3px. So the spaces between these words are now 3px. Now I've changed to 5px. So having the next property of text transform to uppercase. Now entire paragraph is in uppercase, or I can say in a layman language is in capital letters. You can change it to lowercase also. Lowercase also, or you can change it to normal also. See, this is normal. So these are some of the basic properties of CSS, or I can say some basic properties of the fonts. JavaScript, Mr. Nishant, will start after CSS. It's very common, it's very simple. So I can say after 30 to 40 minutes, after 40 minutes, I can say JavaScript will start. So I will create a structure for JavaScript, and my dear Navindu will actually add functionality in the JavaScript. So going back to the content, so this is text transform normal. So now moving on to the next property of CSS, which is called as class and IDs. What are class and what are IDs? Both are similar. There's nothing special or nothing different in classes and IDs. But a very simple and a very common thing in classes and IDs are classes can be used multiple times at multiple locations, but IDs can be used only once. Both are used to target an event, but classes can be used multiple times. IDs can only be used in a single time. Classes will be highlighted with the help of dot, and IDs will be highlighted with the help of hash. So now let me create a div, or will have dot box, and will shift this p okay, perfect. So now let me make it little bit small. So I have created a class with the name as box, and here we'll have a ID with the name as header. So as you all can see, I've created a div with a class name as box. Inside this parent, this is a parent div, and inside this div we have a paragraph tag. So how to target this class box? So always copy the name of the class, even though you know the correct name, but always copy the name. So now here we will be targeting this class box. So here, in order to target any class, we will be using a dot box property. So here, let me use the color to white. See why these are introduced, because in case there are so many paragraph tags here in the HTML, and you want to target only this paragraph content, you can put this in a div, mention the class, and target that particular class. So now we'll target this ID Oh, sorry. Control Z, Control C with the help of hash will change the background color to dark blue. See, but the limitation is that ID can only be used once. Classes can be used multiple times. So now we will be going to another very important property of CSS, which is called as the box model. So let me tell you what is a box model. As the name says, box model is something related to a box. So what is a box? A box model contains four things. The content, around this content have a padding, around this padding have a border, and around this border have a margin. So let me target this paragraph tag here, and we will use a border of 2px solid with green color. So as you all can see here, let me close this. We have a one second, or 1 second, delete it. Let me create dot box, and inside this will have a p. So here we will be using this box m. So here, what is a box model? Let me make use very specific with the help of C. Targeting this particular box. So the green one portion is the content. Outside this content have a padding. Outside this padding have a border, and outside this border have a margin. So we'll show you how it works. So now we'll have some padding of 5px and have a margin of 20, or I can say 20px. So padding, I have given space around the content, which is 5px top, 5px right, 5px bottom, and 5px left. So I can also give 5px and 10px. So 5px top bottom, 10px left right. Also margin as 20px and 10px. 20px top bottom, 10px left right. Earlier it was 5px across all the sides. So this is how you can use, or you can give, or you can create a box model. Also you can have margin in the left also as idpx, as you all can see, entire content have shift from the left and have the padding from left will have 50 feet. See, this is how you can either target the entire content or you can target simply the content from any of the side. This is how the box model property will work. I hope you all are uh, taking these things in your mind. There is nothing to mug up, there is nothing to do the rectification. These things are very simple and are actually, correlating with the names mentioned here. So now we will be moving to the next very important property of CSS, styling of list. What is list? Let me do one thing. Let me remove all things now and will be focusing on the topic of CSS styling. So now please be available. Let me create the basic HTML structure of this. We'll have set the script. We'll have h2. We'll have unordered list. We'll have li into 3. Li into 3 of a. Saved it. So here we'll have 1 second. We'll have the hash here. Why hash? Because we don't have to go anywhere or to the any page. Category 1, category 2, category 3. Saving it, and we'll have a class as category, and will you inside this h2 will have category. Fine. So now this is a list which is here, and now we will be actually styling this list. So now we will be targeting this class. One sec. One second. We will be targeting this class cat using a box model first of 1px solid with which color? Orange color we will take. Save it. 1 second. Always remember, if you don't link both the file, you will always be in a puzzled position. So let me give a padding of 10px. So space has been created now, and use a border radius property of 2, or I can say 5p. So border radius property will actually curve, which actually change this pointed portion to the curved portion. So here targeting the cat and the header tag h2, and will have the text align as center. No, sorry, we will not do that. Removing it, Control S. So now we will be targeting the unordered list. 1 second. Dot cat unordered list, have the padding as 0. Okay, and after that we'll have dot cat, and in this we'll target the unordered list. Or we'll do one thing, we'll have the list style as none, so the dots has been removed, and here we will target now the anchor tag, and in that we will change the text decoration to none. See, the underline portion has been removed, and we'll change the font color to black. See, now we will be adding a hover property to this anchor tag. Hover property is basically a pseudo class property which will be used to target any element. So now I will show you how you will be using this property. So for this we will be changing the background color to red. See, as soon as I see move, put the cursor on any of the cat1, cat2, cat3, I will be getting margin bottom of 10px. Dot cat next item also margin bottom of 5px, or let me change it to 15px. Now let's have a border of 1px dot third of black color. So we'll have the border in the bottom. Fine. See, now it is looking nice. So this is how you can list your style like that. So these are simple codes what we have learned. Margin bottom, as the name says, margin in the bottom. So this margin bottom will actually create space. See, okay, border bottom. So in the bottom, a border is there. We'll have with the 3px as a dotted lines. Okay. So let me have the width of 80px. So 80px, it will not work. It will not. It is working, but it is not looking good. So saving it, it will move towards the end, and we'll change this to 5px. So it is getting much more bolder. Fine. So this is how you will style list like that. So let me see any comment which I need to answer. Okay, fine, no more comments. So now moving on to the next property of CSS, which is moving on to the next topic on CSS, which is called as the styling of form. The forms which we have which Navindu has created earlier. Now we will be creating those forms one again, and will target those forms. One second, let me see. So now let me remove it. Control A, delete, Control S. Control A, delete, Control S. So now let me create a basic form structure. CSS Basics. Here, let me link it, save it, and now please wait for 1 minute. Let me create a form, and no action is required. So inside this form we'll have a class dot form group, and inside this form group we'll have input, and before input we'll have the label. Label for is not required. We'll have the label name, saving it. Why it is not working? So name is the input type text, copying all these things. Sorry. Control V, Control V. So input type email, and label is for message. We'll have text area. One second. These column and rows are not required. We'll have only message and saving it now. So let me give the classes names now. Class as my form group. Label is name. Input type is text. Input type is email. Input type is, one second, let me close it. One second, some gap is there. Okay, now it is aligned, and label is message, and after this we'll have the button. Where is button? That's submit. Okay, fine. So now this is a simple form, and now we will be actually styling these forms targeting element one by one. So now let's target this parent class. Have start with padding of 20 px a bit. Now we will be using Control C dot my form space dot the second class will have the padding in the bottom of 30 px. As you all can see, spaces have created between them. Now we will have some more styles dot my form and target the label will have the display as block. So now the things have appeared one below the another, and we'll have the margin bottom here of 20 px. Okay, fine. And we'll have target the my form in the input. We'll again give margin bottom here also of 20 px. So now spaces have appeared across all. Here now let's target this button. In this button, let's change the background color to not white, to we'll change it to aqua. Saved it. We'll have some padding of 20 px. We'll change the font size to 20 px, or let's change it to 30 px, and we'll decrease it to 15 15 px. Fine. Now we'll change the border radius to 5 px. Fine. And what we can add more in this here, uh, 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 let's give the color to white, and change this to white or blue. One second, I will be blue and white. Now we'll add button. We'll add a hover property to this button, in which we will be changing the background color to white. Sorry, background color to white and color to blue. See, and let's have font weight. Oh, sorry. Let's have font weight to bold. Bold. See. the button is a very simple property and needs a lot of styling. So as you all can see, we have added 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 9 lines of code to this simple button. Now let's add some more property. We'll have the transition property to the color with COLOR with 0.5 second of each effect. Now see the difference. It is not changing instantly. Now let's have the button and add the active state. We'll change the background color to green. So as soon as you click on this button, see the background color will change to green and the color will change to white. See, as soon as you click it, the background color will change to green and the font color will change to white. So a button, the more small is it, the more line of code it requires. So let me change the dot form group. Will change the width to 100%. And let me target this the input. No, it is not looking nice. Remove it. And let me target dot my form and have the padding of 20 px, so that see 20 px looting. Let me change it to 10 px. Okay, fine. And what else can we do? We'll target the what is it, dot form. Okay, 1 second. Input, let us have the font size to 20 px. 20 px not looking good. Let's change it to 10 px. Oh, the font is not looking nice. Remove it. So it is all similar to, it all depends on you how you want to get the things look nicely in front of everyone. So that is all we will be covering in the CSS basics part. Now in this form tag, Navindu will add the JavaScript functionality. You will see after some seconds. Handing over to Navindu for the JavaScript basics. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Hello all. So yeah, so we are going to add the JavaScript, but one thing I want to say, this is very less of JavaScript, because JavaScript, as I've told earlier, it takes around 5 hours to complete JavaScript, and this is hardly we will have 10 minutes of JavaScript. And I will do a very important thing, because as I've always told when I was taking the HTML, and then Mausam has also told that forms are very important. So learn something about forms. Maybe this will be a bit advanced things for most of you, because this thing is something which we in our JavaScript course cover after 2 hours. If you do a full time, if you do a weekend, we do those boot camps also on the weekend once in a month. And maybe on the third day, if you are going to attend some 5-day long JavaScript workshop. We do a workshop model also on JavaScript. Okay, so those things are there. And let me, okay, this is which browser? Okay, so always try to use Chrome and all. So because Safari and all, they don't have a lot of features which we required. Okay, so what is JavaScript? As Masama told, we're going to add some functionality to this submit. We're going to add some functionality here. So, and I should also have something like cursor as pointer. I like that. So the cursor should be there like this. Okay. So, okay. So let's go ahead with the JavaScript. One sec. Yeah, so for JavaScript, what we're going to do, we are going to do one thing. This all the things which someone is going to enter here. When they submit it, we will show it below it. Okay, we'll show it below it. So for that, what we want going to do here, maybe I don't need that much screen size for JavaScript. Maybe this much is okay. And this much is okay, and maybe maybe I'll have a bit of. Okay. Um, okay, so we're going to start now with JavaScript and all. So in JavaScript, what we are going to do here, first thing is that JavaScript, we are going to select all the things, and then after that, when the user submits, it will be shown like this. Okay, so class my form is there, input type text is there. Maybe I'll add ID here. It is like ID equal to name, ID equal to email, and this ID equal to message, and I will have also have an empty div here. So this after this, I will after even this form, I will have a empty div, or maybe a UL. I'll have UL, and this okay, this ULB will also have a ID equal to users. So whatever we enter here, we'll be showing it below it. Okay, so that will be there, but where to show the JavaScript first? Just like index.html is linked to the style.css, there is a separate file for JavaScript. That file we will write as main.js. Okay, so that is there, and now we have to link it also. And JavaScript will always link it at the end. So end means before the body is ending. Here I'll have a script tag, and here I will have a main.js. In JavaScript we always add at the end. We never add the JavaScript here inside the head tag, because JavaScript by default it runs before the web page has been loaded. So if there are 1,000 lines of JavaScript, it will block everything. It will literally block everything. So let first the website be loaded. Let we have all these things. Then only the user can interact with. JavaScript was originally designed to have all the user interactions, and then when the user submits on it, you're soon going to see that the submit some event listener is there. Okay, so let us first will select everything. So first, like this form, we have to select this form. So I will write const my form equal to document dot query selector. So this, what is this query selector? So query selector is something which is inbuilt in the your HTML, inbuilt in your browser. So this is a JavaScript function. As I told, please don't worry about it. We teach JavaScript exactly from the starting. This is something which you teach in day number 3 or after 2 hours. This might be a bit complicated for new people. Okay, so dot, this is how we select this thing, dot my form. So my form is this class name, and I'll go here and do this my form, and then after this const name input equal to document dot query selector and hash name. Because why hash name? ID, this is a class, so I have taken a dot. This is an ID. See, this is a class, taken a dot. Again, like CSS it happens, and then ID, so I have to take a hash here. Then email and message is also there, so I will choose those also, and it is the email input, and email is there, and this is, let me take it as MSG input, and it is known as message. So what are these variables? Variables are something in programs which can hold some data temporarily. More about it, I'm going to teach it in JavaScript whenever I take it. Okay, so now after this, what we are going to have, we are going to have an event listener. So what is event listener? Event listener is something in JavaScript which always in the background keep on listening for something. So my form dot add event listener, and we'll have a submit event listener, because this is my form is a form which have a submit button is there. Okay, so button is there. There's one more thing important. Button should be of type equal to submit or input type submit. So both of them create a button, but this is type submit is very much important. So here I will do this, and then after this I'll have a on submit. Okay, one more thing I will also nothing. We're also going to give the second attendance in the next 5 minutes. Okay, so that is there. So on submit is there. Then here I will come, and this on submit is actually functions. So what are these functions? So functions are something which are like a small chunk of codes in which you can divide the program. So we'll have this function on submit, and it will have this e, and this e dot prevent default. So why I'm taking this e dot prevent default? This e dot prevent default is there because, as I've told, the form is generally refreshed. The form is refreshed when we use it. So e dot prevent default is required. And then after that we'll have I need to take all the data which the user have written. So we can do this easily by, we have created one more thing which is an empty div, empty ul we have created here. So this empty ul also we need to select. It is like const user list equal to document dot query selector and hash users and users I've done, and e dot prevent default is there. And here I want to get all this data, mainly this message input and all this data, where to see all this data. So this I can see by creating something like on JavaScript is very powerful. You can create HTML also from here. Li equal to document. So we are going to create a li inside the ul. So document dot create element and li. So I'm going to create this li. Then after this li dot append child, li dot append child, what I'm doing, I'm going to show it in the browser. Document dot create text node, and here I want to have all those things like name input dot value, email input dot value, all those things I'm going to have. So I'm going to have dollar name input dot value, and then dollar email input dot value, and dollar msg input dot value there, and user list dot append child. This li I'm going to do. Let's see whether everything works. So I will come here and I'll click on submit. It has been shown here, but this is not going away. So this is not a good user experience. So what I have to do here, name input dot value equal to empty string, then main input dot value, message input dot value, save it. Now submit it. So this is gone. This is there. So see, all of these things in my HTML, there was only a UL. Inside this UL, if I inspect, I have now this li and all. So how does this came? So this came by this li is there. I have created an li item. Then in that I have appended whatever the user has inputted here. And this functions only run when I click the submit button. So there is an event listener is there which keep on listening. The moment the user submit, this function will run. So li.append child, I have to do this document and all these things and all. So I will append all this like this. This is known as some string, template string, which again something topic which you teach in JavaScript. Okay, so that is there. And user list dot append child. Then I'm doing this li name input dot value, email input dot value, message input dot value is there. So this is how everything is there. Now, as I've told, we cannot do much of JavaScript. More than this we cannot do, and as I've told, this code and all will be there. We cannot do more than this because we don't have time right now, and as I told, JavaScript takes 5 hours to teach. Okay, and regarding one more thing, so what will be the next step and all? So next step is to be a web developer, is to do some courses and all. So do some courses from where? So we do paid courses also. So if you want, you can do this paid course. We can do this paid courses which are in high demand. This paid courses we do, like we are going to launch a boot camp, 5 month long boot camp, not 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 4 month. This is a 5 month long boot camp, and it is a completely job guaranteed boot camp we are launching this time. So previously we used to launch 2 month boot camp. In that, what used to happen, people used to get job in that also, but we people used to get another 3-4 month after that they used to get a job, because people don't used to complete the project. So this time we have changed this a lot, and this link is there. Okay, so this link I will also paste this link. So this link is there, so I will also give this link. And this, as I've told, this will start on 15 August, and this is not 10,000 rupees boot camp. As you can see, this is the total fees. So total fees online is 35,000 rupees, and total fees offline is 40,000 rupees. Offline means physical batch will always also be there, and it's a total 5 month long boot camp. It comes with a job guarantee. Job guarantee is on us, and we have kept time to do the projects. So job guarantee, why we are giving? So we will be after you to complete the projects. We'll be behind you with the stick, and I know people need that stick. We'll be behind you with the stick to complete those projects, because without those projects you cannot get a job. As simple as that. Just learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React from here and there and all, getting those certificates and all of those don't give you all these things. Those don't give you job. creating projects and showcasing them on a LinkedIn. Just like I shown in start, Ankit Chatri, he was showing them on the LinkedIn. That is how you get a job. So, but for that you have to complete those projects. So that is what we are doing it, and we are going to cover not only that, we are going to cover a lot of things here. So the syllabus is also there. So syllabus, if you see, this is the syllabus, and I will definitely going to give this thing. So the syllabus, like we have everything, like we have day 1, day 2, week. So we have kept this assignments weeks in between. So CSS assignment, and we are going to be in those weeks, we are going to be after all of you to complete those assignments. So we are going to help you to complete the assignment. If you are stuck somewhere the whole day, you only have to complete the assignment. At the end of the day, we are not going to sit for you in a job. Okay, so JavaScript is there, JavaScript assignments is there, React is there, class based, everything. So React is the only way to get a job. The only way to get a job is React. But we are not just doing React, we're doing some advanced form of React also. Like we're going to cover everything, like Saga and all those things we're going to cover, and some super Firebase project and all those things we are also going to do. And one plus point is that we are going to do Angular also. See, in India, there are a lot of jobs are in Angular because of the service companies like TCS and all. They have some old projects, a lot of. So we don't want you to miss those jobs also. So we're going to cover Angular also in this thing. So 5 months you'll be like supermarket ready, and everything. We're going to cover the backend also, which I was telling. The Node.js part will also be covered. Even the Postgres SQL also is there. So we're covering almost everything, every top technology out there. You'll be like a hot cake. Like you'll get a job, like in a blink you'll get a job. You don't have to ask for a job. You'll get at least 10 offers with this, and we are always there to give you a job. It's a job guarantee thing. Okay, so this is there, and I will paste this on the chat also. Okay, and people who are interested, they can. And the registration fees is like 10,000. Why the registration fees is 10,000? So first 5 people we're giving the early bird offer, and they will get 5,000 rupees off, first 5 people. And the another thing which we are doing is that you get a referral bonus of 5,000 also. Okay, so that is it, and this is the complete thing. So I have pasted it here, so go through it, and those are interested, you can also learn more about it by pinging me or Mosam on the WhatsApp group or anything. Is we're committed to this thing, and that is there, and please do that. And one more thing which I forgot to give, and that is the one sec. So for the participant certificate, please mark your second attendance here. Okay, please mark it second attendance here for the participation certificate, and you all fill this. And this, we are there to help you whatever way you want. Our YouTube channel also have a lot of videos. If you want to go that way, it will be there. But this bootcamp and all, the mentoring part is there. So a lot of you can see a lot of things from YouTube also. That is like it is good. It is good if you are motivated that much. It will be good, but a mentor is always required to help you, guide you whenever you are stuck. Programming is sometimes not that much easy. The moment you will get something in JavaScript, those who were finding that HTML CSS is very easy, oh, the moment I saw I have shown this JavaScript, I think most of you might be thinking, what the hell is this thing? And I had just gone to the day 3. So it is like very tough. JavaScript is not like a piece of cake. I know a lot of people who are stuck in HTML and CSS, but the real money is in JavaScript. Real jobs are in JavaScript. Those 10 lakh packages, those 50 lakh packages, those 1 crore packages, 1 CR package, 1 CR package. That also people earn with JavaScript and React.js. Okay, so that is there, and hope you all do something with the career. And with this, I'll end today's stream. Thank you all for attending.